how young were you when you first met Lil Wayne and Baby?
When I met Baby, I was 9. Yeah, I was 9 when I met Baby. When I met Wayne, I was 13. I met him on the road. I met Wayne when they did the Cash Money Rough Rider tour. I low-key was trailing them. I was going to different cities on Greyhounds just to be around. You know what I'm saying? And Slim knew, Slim seen me all the time. And they just started letting me kick it with him. But Wayne, I really encountered Wayne for real, when I made the band. But before all that there, I seen Wayne on Cash Money Rough Rider too. But the person that really gave me the love and the recognition was Corey, CO, which was Juvenile brother. So he was really the one that really actually believed in me and to become a rapper. It was Juvenile brother, Corey, CO. So it was really him. Yeah.
So you was hanging around them when you were really young then already.
Without them even realizing it. Courtesy of CO, Corey.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd you end up meeting Baby at 9 years old? So how old was Baby at the time?
He had to be at least 30, maybe 29, 28. I met Baby from my hood. I'm from off Barone and Martin Luther King. But, we kicking on the back street, which is Saratoga and Irado, and Baby got a ball back there called Gladys. But back in our era, we also had Sam's, which ended up turning into Lack Spot, which is Cadillac, the rapper that was down with Baby. And they ended up calling that Ball by Lack. So I met Baby a million times in my life. I actually kicked it with Baby and them, on the road with them, and been down with them too. So I met Baby when I was 9, though.
Damn. That must have been a huge inspiration. Like,
it was the biggest one.
Seeing what they're doing, man. I'm sure they're coming through the hood and, the best cars and Lambos
you can never,
and all
why
that.
I say, bro, that's why I never say, Cam, you can't discredit Baby. I don't know about nobody else, but you can't discredit a real dude, a real street dude. Baby is what he is. I'm talking about B3 too. You can't discredit Baby, no matter how that sounds. Baby is, I don't know, he represent the Noya at times when he feel like it, because he could. He represent via 13 Ward when he could, because he could. And then, but Baby came up around my neighborhood, like as an adolescence. So the inspiration for me is Baby, because Baby came up where I'm from. Like literally, ain't no a million miles away. No, Baby came up where I'm from, which is the Saratoga and Rattles, Uptown Third Wall, which is the back street, as I said, from Sam's to, the Ball by Lack. It's literally that. Baby is the inspiration to me, 100%.
Did you know his brother, Terrence Gangsta Williams?
Definitely. I didn't know his brother back in the G, but I used to see his brother. You know what I'm saying? So, he was always driving the nicest cars, and they had a reputation that they wasn't to be with. Now me and Gangsta got a relationship because Gangsta, to be honest with you, used to date my auntie. Well, he ain't dated, he's just, but yeah, he my auntie. So I always had a rapport with Gangsta somehow, some way. He'll tell you that. You heard me?
Well, I mean, we've heard the stories about, everything that he's done, man. Like, what was his reputation like back then? You mentioned it was not to be with, but, was they like the most feared dudes in your area?
I would say Gangsta and Killer Stone was one of the pioneers of just having that hot boy. They was the hot boys before the hot boys. Their reputation was killers, getting money, not to be played with. You dig? You play with them, they coming for you. You hear me? Like everything they say about Gangsta is true. He was one of the illest in Nebraska, 100%. You dig? So yeah, you ain't play with Gangsta, So to see him now doing what he doing, I'm so proud of him, yeah. But in my era as a child, to see is just drop tops and buku jewelry like how I got, all real, no fake shit. To see these really like cutting up, it was an inspiration. Right. I wanted to be like them. Damn near still do. For real.
Damn, man, you grew up with a lot of people who well, I don't want to say grew up, but you grew up seeing a lot of people who became famous.
Yes, I did.
That's crazy.
And all types of ways, good or bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I lived a long life,
Man,
Cam. To be 37.
young.
Yeah, to be
You
37.
was you were 9 years old, like following them around on a tour. That's crazy.
But you got to understand, Cam. Say, bruh, I was born in Baltimore. You know, my daddy's from the 17th ward of New Orleans. My mama came here to go to college. My daddy was with my mama. My mama got pregnant. He said, if it's a boy, I'd take him. You know, my mama is from Baltimore. She's not really from Baltimore. She's from New York. But she ended up going on her way to New York, she had me in Baltimore from having a, what you call that? She went into labor. So whilst I was a boy, Tom, he's I'm just gonna come get him. He came and got me in Baltimore. I've been in New Orleans since I was 6 years old. Then my daddy went to prison, you dig, when I was like 11, you dig, in like 1997. And next thing you know, after that, my grandma raised me. I'm Haitian, you know what I'm saying? So we Haitians, you dig. So when my grandma called when you lose your memory, what that's called?
When you lose your memory, amnesia.
She called amnesia. So she died. When she died, I was in the streets. So I've been in the
You
streets.
mean sorry, my bad. Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. There you go. So you know, I was in the streets ever since. When my grandma died, it was what it was. So I've been in the streets ever since my grandma died, from the 12s and up. That's why my life was a little different. It's because I had nobody. You know, I was homeless for a long time, and I figured this all out from just not having nobody. I had to lose. I had nothing to lose. That's the real truth. I had nothing to lose. I went to Kennedy. I went to Reed. I went to Fantasy Williams. I went to all these little schools, and I couldn't even survive in there too long. It's because I really didn't have clothes like that. I couldn't even survive in these places without getting ribbed on and teased and josing me. I couldn't survive. So I stopped going to school. And I just was like out here. So that's been my life since I was a child. So as an adult, I've been an adult since I was 14. You know, so everything else was just easy for me. It just was. No matter how it sounds, just easy for me. I seen it all already. You heard me? I seen it. Can nobody do it? And I realized at 14, 15, what's the worst a person can do me? Kill me. I guess I'm not afraid to die. So I guess it's just my world now. Once I realized I'm not afraid to die, it just became my world. Because I'm not afraid to die. Because I don't even know what that come with. I don't even say, but I know what struggling come with. I hate that. Dying got to be better than that, yeah. So it is what it is. The moment I seen it that way, I just started winning. What's the loss in that? What's the most you can do? Kill me? Good luck. I'm cool. Great. Because it got to be better than this shit. So that's why I lived those little circumstantial errors. Is because I wasn't afraid. I don't know. I wasn't afraid, for real.
No, that's what it is, man.
Still not afraid, and I got money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the richest, but I got money, and I drive nice cars, and I got a pool in the back and a jacuzzi. But yet and still, I re-educated myself. So am I afraid to die now from getting shot and all this shit? Yeah, because my job ain't finished. But the real truth of it is, Cam, I'm still fearless. I'm just him. I don't give a even though I do. But I'm not going to let nobody play with me. I'm going to go ahead first about me before you play with me. So that's just how I rock. It is what it is, you know. But it don't have to be. But Lord knows, if it is what it is what it is.
I hear you, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, man. Dope interview. I'm glad we got to cover all the many topics we got to cover, man.
Yes,
It was really dope, man.
Say, Brad, you did your homework, fool. That was really, you know what? Applaud to you, bro, because I didn't have to help you with nothing. You did everything you needed to do. So you heard me say, bro, I felt like it was time. And I don't really have too much to say until you need me next time, because I know this one going to go crazy because it was all real. And people respect real, Cam, so I'm good. I know what this going to do.
Well, that's what it is, man. Hopefully, man. I love to keep it going, for sure.
Me too. Blessings to you, blood.
All right, bro. You too, man.
100.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.